What's up guys, David Falla here, and I hope everyone is having an amazing day. Today we're going to do a tutorial. It's going to be a shear haircut tutorial, and I know you guys are going to like it. So we're going to start with the wall in the number 6 with the lever closed. You can use any machine, I'm just using this one. I do want to say that this is an old video. I recorded this video probably like a year ago. For some reason I forgot about it, so yeah, but I think it's still useful. I feel like, there's a couple of things that I changed and that I don't do anymore, but it's still useful information. So pretty much what we're gonna grab number 6, and we're gonna do kind of like a mid fade, to say it like that. So we're gonna just we're gonna cut the bottom. The client likes the bottom to be short with a number 6, so that's what we're doing of that. But everything else is gonna be doing with shears. So I'm gonna kind of show you guys how to blend the top, how to cut the top first, and also how to blend it with the shears. So after you're done with that, I usually like removing the bottom and then doing the shape out right away. So that's, I think for me, it's important. It's kind of nice to see the lines, nice to see where my where the hair finishes, just in case I need that guide to connect the top with the sides. I know where my guide is, right? So just so with these upper hairstyles, usually the client kind of likes it more natural looking, so you don't have to go crazy like super sharp. Just follow whatever it's already there, like where the hairline is, and that's pretty much the best advice I can give you. After we're done with the last step with the shaper and cutting the bottom, we're gonna wet the hair. Just make sure the hair is fully wet, even the roots, just so you can actually part the hair correctly and it's easier to cut it. So right here we're gonna do what I call a mohawk sectioning, pretty much. So pretty much what you're gonna do is you're gonna divide the hair into 3 parts. We're gonna cut the middle part first. That's gonna be a guide, and then we're gonna cut the remaining. So pretty much what you're doing is kind of creating like a mohawk. That's why I call it that. I think it's easier to remember that way. Like just picture you making a mohawk pretty much. And I'm gonna show you like at the top part how it looks. This is how it looked from the top. How I said, like, this video was recorded probably like a year ago, so my section had gotten way better than what it is right now. So here we point cutting the top. I used to point cut everything first, but now what I do, I kind of just I blunt cut everything, and then I point cut it when I need to point cut whatever I need. I don't know, it's one of those things that I kind of changed now. So if you can see, I'm showing you how we create a square. We're leaving the front longer just because it's the part where the hair kind of deeps down, so we kind of make sure that we leave extra length there so we can actually cut the top square. So here we're going to create a profile parting, or like just kind of part the hair right in the middle, and then we're going to use that middle section that we created first to kind of cut the top, right? So we're going to follow that direction. We're cutting a square, so you got to pull the hair up. The whole section that you're grabbing, how you can see, is going up, following that middle section. And then what we created is a square, right? We created a square shape because for men, for 99% of the haircuts, I would say, no, like 90% of the haircuts actually, you kind of want to create a square just because it maintains more like a more masculine structure. And this is what we want for most men. There's always exceptions, but we'll talk about those in another tutorial. So for this one, we're keeping everything square. How you can see, you're pulling everything up. And then when you're done with that, what we're going to do, we're going to cross check. So the way I cross check is if we did like vertical lines or vertical guides, then we're going to check horizontal lines. So in this case, I'm kind of doing a diagonal sectioning, how you can see, and then just double checking, making sure everything's even. I'll continue point cutting just because this is the way I used to like doing it. I still like it, but I feel like sometimes you can get lost if you don't know what you're doing, if you point cut everything, since you're not really creating like a line. So some people, and especially beginners, can get lost when doing the steps. So what I do now, I just kind of point cut it and cut it blunt and then point cut it. So here we cut on the cowlick. We pretty much pulling the hair out of the head pretty much, and we cut it on that direction, leaving a little bit extra length, not much. In this case, the client, the back of his hair doesn't really spike up. The cowlick doesn't spike up. He's lucky, I guess, that he lays down the way he likes it. But if whatever client that you're cutting and you're leaving the top long, what you really want to do is leave some length on the top, right? So it's easier for the hair to fall down because of gravity, and you know, it's easy, and you don't want the cowlick to be kind of like up, you know, that's not the look we're going for. So here what we're going to do, we're going to create these sectionings, but you can see they're diagonal sections. How you saw in the diagram, the sections are going to be diagonal back. The reason for it is because we kind of want the hair to slick back that way. I mean, this is something new that I started doing, and I think it does make a difference, you know. So you cut it diagonal back, so you cut it in this shape that I'm cutting it right now. What that's going to do is going to force the hair to kind of go in that direction. While you're layering in the hair, you also kind of create in direction with it. And this is a pretty cool technique that I learned recently. I would say about a year ago when I recorded this video. So you know, it's something new. And then what it also does is that it kind of creates a triangle on the back, which is allows kind of the cowlick to be a little longer, which is always a plus, because I said you don't want to be a cowlick like snatcher, right? You don't want to cut it. So you can see I'm showing you here another diagram with the lines where they're supposed to be, the sections, and then you can see the still diagonal back sections, and you can see right in the middle, it's gonna leave the hair a little longer when it's gonna avoid that the cowlick to spike up. So here we're doing pretty much the same thing on the other side. We cutting the same using the diagonal back sectioning, that cutting out a little bit on the angle. One of the things that I have improved is my finger positioning. From this video, I can tell you right now that my finger position has gotten way better than it did a year ago. It's crazy how sometimes just by looking at old footage, you can kind of see how much you have improved. It goes for me, it goes for everyone. If you are not taking pictures and you're not like taking videos of your haircuts, you are actually missing out on a learning experience, right? Even though I do these videos to help you guys, it also helps me to see how I have improved and things that I should be improving as well. So anyway, how you can see here, I'm just layering the hair, kind of still creating that diagonal back. Here in this part, like I still continuing with that, because I want to make sure that the hair kind of lays down nicely, but maybe like sleep back a little bit, right? So you see like the diagonals are not as they were not as diagonal, to say like that, compared to the other side, right? So here we're gonna blow dry the hair fully, and then we're gonna kind of use a technique, a shear over comb technique, to just check everything, like cross check everything and make sure that everything is blended the right way. So pretty much with this technique, what you want to do is kind of move the comb slow, it's like in a slow motion, and then move the shears fast, right? So the shears are going to be the motor, pretty much like a clipper, right? So you want to move the one blade, obviously you got to keep that steady blade, and then move the other blade, that's going to be your cutting blade, and then pretty much the comb is going to go slow while the shears are going to go fast. And then you're going to just go up all in a straight line, and just make sure that everything is even, like how I said, like it's very important you maintain that steady blade. If you haven't watched the first video that I did on how to maintain that steady blade, then please watch it. I'm going to attach it here on the video. I can leave it also in the description. And the same thing on the other side, how you can see, I'm maintaining a little bit of that angle that I was doing with my fingers. I'm cutting on diagonal back as well, as you can see, but just blending, and you can see there's like steady blades there. Reason why I made the video a little faster was because it was going to be super long. Shears videos tend to be super long. That's why sometimes like it's hard for me to do them, because it just takes too long. And you know how YouTube is, when you post videos that are too long, it can kind of start messing up with everything. So yeah, you have to put it a little fast, but you can see, just maintain a steady blade, and then make sure that the comb is moving slow while the shears are moving fast, pretty much. Just do the shape out. How I said, the same thing with the shape out. We're gonna kind of round out the back, and then continue with that line, say like natural line, pretty much. I mean, these type of hairstyles are more like a gentleman haircut, to say like that. So for the most part, you don't have to go crazy with the lineup. It doesn't have to be super sharp. It just has to be clean. That's pretty much what clients that get these type of hairstyles, that's exactly what they're looking for. So here, what we're gonna do, we're gonna point cut some of that extra weight. My client in this case, he has a lot of hair, right? And then when he overlaps on like a side part, the side where he overlaps, he's gonna create a lot of bulk there, right? So we're gonna remove some of that bulk. So pretty much what we do is we just grab the hair and we're gonna deep point cut some of that hair out. So just kind of like what the thinning shears will do, but this is gonna give you better control, a lot of control. Just be very careful not cutting yourself. I've seen a lot of people making the mistake that they try to do it fast, and you know, like I've been doing this for a while, so you know I've already had practice, but even then I still cut myself sometimes. So just make sure you don't cut yourself. But yeah, pretty much what you want to do, you want to remove that hair, just using a deep point cutting technique. Here I'm just applying a little bit of hair, and I just want to show you guys how easily it is to style this hair once you cut it the right way. I didn't put that much product, I just put a little bit of it, and you can see like how that side, for example, it lays back like so nicely, you know, and that's the beauty of cutting with shears and cutting the hair the right way. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to subscribe, like it, and share with others. And also don't forget, Fridays at 7:30 we're doing a live stream tutorial on Instagram, so follow me there. Take care.